Coming up on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. You're going to like it. You're going to enjoy the events that are coming up. So stay tuned for LiveWire right after this. Yeah, welcome to LiveWire. I'm Ray Tatter, and with me in the studio is Kevin Williams. He's from Fairytale Town. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Ray.
It's great to have you on. I can see that is working really well, and there we go. And it's a very interesting thing. You guys have been around so long. My wife was a little girl when it's about 60 years or something like that?
65 years.
Whoa.
And in fact, August 29th will mark 65 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been around.
It's changed around now. They've refashioned the whole trip.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, I mean, there were the original play structures, and they are still there. But we have added on over the years, and in the last few years, we have done some expansion in the park, and we've added our story center. Yeah, and it's just it's a really cool place for kids to come in, and it's self-guided. They can create their own stories, and it's all about imagination and creativity. And then we also have a welcome center and a new way for our guests to enter the park, and those are our newest ones. But we're always looking for ways to add on to the park and to the play structures, and we've got some ideas for the future.
And also you have some events for the future too. So you have something called the Tales and Ales Brewfest.
We do indeed.
Well, tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. Our Tales and Ales Brewfest.
24th.
Yeah, it is coming up on August 24th. This coming Saturday, it's from 5 to 9 p.m. at Fairytale Town. And ticket sales are going great, but tickets are still available. And we're going to have probably a little over 20 drink vendors there, mostly breweries, but a couple wineries, and some other surprises there. And then there will also be food trucks on site.
24 drinks. I think you need a gurney for me.
Well, we're going to keep the pours modest.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But we will also have food trucks there and food for purchase, and we will also have a root beer float garden for the kids.
Oh.
And so, yeah, this
Kids
is going to
can
be
go.
a family-friendly
that's great. Okay.
Brewfest.
And it's a fundraiser, so that's the idea, to help them, because you have a lot of new parts of your events, new characters floating around it, right?
Well, there's always exciting things going on there, but as what this fundraiser really does is, I think a lot of folks who have been around Sacramento for a long time think that we are still operated by the city of Sacramento. And in fact, in 1997, we became our own nonprofit organization.
Wow.
So fundraisers such as Tales and Ales really helps us with running daily operations and bringing magical experiences to the children who attend.
That's great. I think it's important to have a good development system that gives the public a chance to enjoy together and make a few bucks for the nonprofit.
Yeah, and hopefully for them making memories as well.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, but I want to talk a little bit about the place itself, because it has changed over the years, and it's has a much more variety of things you can see and enjoy. These are my wife telling me. You know, she went there as a little girl, and then she took some of our neighbors' girls and shared that along with it as well. So tell me about they had done a huge renovation and added imagery and things.
Well, as I mentioned, we added on our story center.
Yes.
And as well as our welcome center, which is a new way for everybody to enter the park. But one of the things that we're looking to in the future is adding play structures. Let me back up a little bit. The park opened in 1959. The Fairytale town structures are really based on European fairy tales. And as I think we all know, Sacramento has become one of the most diverse cities in the country. And we're planning to change with the times. And so we are looking at play structures in the future that will be reflective of some of the cultures that we have in Sacramento. So that's something that our fabulous board of directors is kind of charged us with looking to do in the future.
Wow. Well, Kevin, we have to give people, this event is from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. this Saturday.
This Saturday, 5 to 9.
And how can I get tickets?
You can get tickets through fairytaletown.org, fairytaletown.org. We are on social media. You can look up Fairytale Town on Instagram as well as Facebook.
Okay.
And there are links through all of those to get to our ticket purchase portal.
And you can, once you go to this event, you can actually talk to somebody about the other kinds of events. You have like birthday events and all kinds of things that people can bring a family to, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have birthday parties all the time, but with this specific event, I think what makes it different from other Brewfest, which are always thought of as a 21 and older event, as I mentioned with our root beer float garden, that's for the kids. So we open up the park for the kids. They can have at it with all of the play structures and things like that. We're going to have games on the lawn. They can, they can play the cornhole games and Jenga and Connect Four and things like that. But also enjoy some sweet treats while their parents enjoy the, sampling the various beers and wines that we have.
Yeah, and you said that something like how many different beers and wines?
How many different
beers and wines?
Oh, well, we're going to have over 20 vendors.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of them are from the Sacramento area, but we have some from the East Bay that we're excited about. I think it's a real celebration of Northern California breweries. So very excited at the variety of brewers that are going to be joining us.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really good. So we have some pictures and trailers that we want to show.
Sure.
Why don't we have a good look at them now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, these photos are basically photos from past events, and you can kind of see everybody kind of enjoying themselves. The park now is nearing about 4 acres. So it has expanded. So we have a lot of room for our vendors. We have 2 stages, and we are going to have a live band called AK Alive, and they will be performing. You can see pretzel necklaces. We'll have those for sale, and it's just a really fun time in a magical place.
Good. What's happening there?
Sure. One of our beer vendors, in fact, they're going to be here or at Fairytale Town this Saturday. Porch Light Brewing Company. They're over in East Sac, and so this is an example of what attendees can experience. We also, as mentioned, we will have food truck vendors on site. Those who had gotten our VIP tickets will be coming in an hour early and having their own private experience with exclusive pours.
And I can find out when I get there how I can become a
very important person. So
I want to be important.
Oh, you are, Ray.
Oh, thank you. No, I think it's a really interesting system and situation when it comes to supporting something like Fairytale Town in our town, because it not only serves kids but adults.
Absolutely. I mean, we have, in addition to all of the children's programs, we actually do have some adult programs, but really, our mission is to inspire children through play, creativity, education, and I think we can probably agree that in this day and age, play is in short supply.
Yes.
So we are that haven, that oasis, I think, for children as times change.
And some disabled, do they have, you have a series of services for them?
Absolutely. We are very much ADA compliant. Yes,
That's good. I think it's so important that we make sure that as much of our population in whatever sense they need, that we're fulfilling all of that. It's
Indeed.
really good. Good. And what about the down the path in terms of the kinds of programming that you do? What's on the line? You had mentioned something before we started the program.
Sure. I mean, we're always kind of looking towards how to make improvements to Fairytale Town. And I think one of the things, as I mentioned, what we're looking forward to in the future is trying to have play structures and experiences that are more reflective of the culture, ever-changing
that's right.
culture of our community.
Which
So,
is pretty
yeah,
changing.
yeah. So I know our board of directors are having a look at fairy tales from other countries and seeing how we might be able to do a variation on that for Fairytale Town. So it's very exciting, something we're really looking forward to.
I think it's great. You know, my grandparents came here in 1916. Then they went to Los Angeles for some reason. I have no idea. But then they went to somewhere. Oh, I know, Colorado, and that was it. That's where they stayed and had my mother. Which is, you know, I mean, I think when I first came to Sacramento, because I'm not a born and bred here, I felt the presence of my grandparents for some reason, and totally enjoy this town. By the way, I think it's quite wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, Sacramento's a wonderful place. So much to do. It's so much more than just the capital of the state. And I was born and raised here and did some moving around as a kid. But eventually we found our way back to the Sacramento area, and it's been a great place for our family. And you had mentioned visits that I believe your wife had made to Fairytale Town. And I have the same experience, having been taken as a kid and then also taken my children there when they were little. So I'm 2 generations in. 3 can't be, you know, too far behind, so we'll be sure to make
I'm sure
that a
that-
stop.
Wow. Okay. And we talked about the renovation, and we talked about Tales and Ales, and you talked about a little bit about the ales themselves. Are these various companies that are bringing these different kinds of ales?
Yeah, these are craft breweries throughout the Sacramento region. Many in Sacramento. We signed one up today from Elk Grove. There's a couple from West Sacramento. And as I had mentioned, I mean, as far away as Oakland, Moraga. So we're going to be represented well as far as Northern California goes with
Kevin,
this.
thank you so much for talking to me about all of this stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short pause for the cause, and there it is, Fairytale Town Tales and Ales Brewfest 2024. And you know, this is, I think it's the 7th year, 12th year, 12th.
You know what? It's probably 8 or 9. We took a couple years off during the pandemic, of course. So, but yeah, we are continuing this, and it's been successful, and we're looking forward to many more.
Many more, okay. All right, well, now we're going to take a short pause for the cause. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back after some important messages.
Do you want to go grab some frozen yogurt tonight?
Maybe another time. Thanks, though.
Hey, Charles, how do you like your burger?
Ooh, well done, I hope. I love this tree.
Aren't you tired of hoping the right candidates see your job posts and apply?
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour.
Come on, sit down.
Okay, guys, what do you think? That is you.
Oh, you got jokes. You're funny.
That is you, and that is your son, and your other son.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Okay. Okay, we're back with LiveWire, and with me in the studio is a most wonderful woman, and if I can, Terry Walter, that's it. Terry Walters, and she's from an organization called the AFTD, the Association for Frontotemporal Degeneration. And I'll have her explain what that is and how some people get it.
Dementia, AFTD, well, we call it FTD, is a form of dementia. It affects personality, behavior, speech, and movement. It can affect you from ages 20 to 80, but most commonly it affects people from approximately 45 to 60.
Wow.
So it's a very young person. It affects young individuals.
I see. And is it like something you catch? I mean, what is it?
Well, they really don't know. It's the degeneration of your front of your brain and the top and the temporal, the sides of your brain. So it affects your executive and cognitive thinking and judgment.
And judgment. Oh.
So what causes it, they're not sure. Most of it is sporadic, but there is some that is genetic. And that's what actually my late husband and his family had, the genetic version of it.
I see.
So
And is there any movement towards finding a cure?
There is, but not until in the last probably 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
The gene that caused Stephen's FTD and ALS, they discovered it in 2011 because of the research that he and his brothers participated in. And that seemed to really take off research. So now there are quite a few people that are doing research.
I see.
More with the genetic version because they know what causes it. With the sporadic, they're still not sure what causes it to start.
Uh-huh.
So they're more focused on the main genes. There's more than one gene that causes FTD.
I see, okay. I get these, when I hear about things like this, I think about, did it start because of exhaust from cars going in our body? You know, I try to figure out how did that happen? Is it a new thing or has it been going on since time immemorial?
FTD's been around for a long time. It was called Pick's disease because it was first discovered by, I think his name was Dr. Pick in Germany. So it's been around, but they always thought it was rare because it so often gets misdiagnosed and underdiagnosed.
Misdiagnosed, yes. I could see how that might happen.
The symptoms align with bipolar, schizophrenic, Alzheimer's, so a lot of people get thrown in those categories other than FTD.
I see. So we have some pictures and things like that. Why don't you narrate these pictures?
Okay.
And we'll have, they're coming up. They are pictures, and I think there's a mega graphic as well. So here we go. Let's have a look at those pictures.
This one was taken in Houston the first weekend in May. It's the FTD Annual Education Conference. And I'm an FTD ambassador here in California, and these are some of my cohorts, other ambassadors across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there all at the education.
And they raise funds, your ambassadors raise funds?
We raise funds, bring awareness, and this was at the FTD conference. Emma Willis, Bruce's wife, he has the speech variant of FTD, and she's become very much a strong supporter and advocate of FTD to bring awareness. This was in March. I held what we call a meet and greet. It was for patients and families of FTD to come and just tell our stories and support each other and to find out what's going on.
So
with
you have
FTD.
an event coming up, right?
Plus I have an event coming up. Can I just real quick,
Yeah.
this tall gentleman in this picture, why I put that in there, Spencer, he just finished and completing biking across America. He rode started in Oregon and was finishing, I believe, in North Carolina. Along the way, he's done great, but he broke a wrist. A dog ran out in front of him. And about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a truck went by and blew him over and he broke his collarbone.
Oh, no.
He was 300 miles short, but people have started riding for him, and now we've logged over 1,000 miles for those 300, and he's raised over $55,000. And awareness for FTT. He is a genetic family, the C9, the same as the Walter
I
family.
see. Okay. Oh, that is amazing. So these events that you're putting on, this coming up here?
I'm coming up, yes.
It's
in
called Food
September.
for Thought Wine Event.
Food for Thought. The Food for Thought event was came up with from the association, a week set aside to bring awareness and education to the community, and they wanted it to evolve around food. So I'm thinking, what can I do? And I tried a couple of other things, and then one day I thought, you know, grapes are food. Let's do
They
a
are.
wine tasting event.
Yes!
So I started, and this I completely sponsor myself and support the
Good.
wine event. So 100% of everything I make that day goes back to the association for grants for families and patients of FTD and to help with research and just,
And people can come over and help you by going to your Food for Thought wine event.
yes,
I think that's a smart thought. And it's at the Lincoln's Women's Club, right?
Historical Club.
In
in Lincoln.
California. How far away is that?
Oh, I think it's only about 20 miles out. It's
20
not
miles
that
out.
far.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
And to get information about that, you can what?
They can, it's up here.
Oh,
you
there
can,
it is. They put the screen up. What
if
a
you
good
can catch it
TV
real fast,
station.
if you go on Classy, it's online and purchase tickets there, you get 5 free raffle tickets.
All right.
Or they can contact me at twalter at tageaftd.org, and I can help them.
It's
get
Walter
tickets.
single.
Walter.
Singular, right?
Singular, no S.
at the end.
No S, no
No
S,
S.
you know, Walter.
All right.
So, anyways,
There you go. That's it. And it'll be the Lincoln Women's Club. And I actually have been there before for some event and really like the surroundings.
it's been classified as a historical building.
That's right.
It was built by McBean.
Mm-hmm.
I think about 100 years ago, they just had their 100-year anniversary there. Beautiful old building,
Yeah.
and it really is well. And when you come with your ticket, everything's inclusive, all the tasting you want.
Nummies.
There's food, we do a wine pool, so we have wine in a brown bag,
Mm-hmm.
and for $20, you just go and pick up a bottle of wine off the table. So you could get a $20 bottle of wine, or you could get a $100 or $200 bottle of wine.
Wow.
So it's really fun.
Okay.
Really dig it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, you don't have to be a wine collector to get good wine.
That's true.
That's true. You can go to this event.
So yeah, we have about a dozen wineries coming for
Oh, that's
tasting.
fabulous. So this the funding that it's generated by this event, you're going to use it for what?
I send it straight back to the association,
Okay.
FTD,
And
and
they
they
use it-
use it for research,
Mhm.
or they can take it and put it towards, we have Helen Comstock grants.
Mm-hmm.
And our association was started by Helen about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And so we would offer respite care for FTD patients and their families.
Yes, the families.
If they need some kind of help with medical equipment, we'll give them a grant for that. Or if they need to travel for some reason,
Mhm.
we'll give them a grant for that. And they're able to get 2 grants a year.
I see.
from
Okay.
us.
Oh, that's
So-
great.
and that's
great that you
nationwide.
offer travel for the people, and you'd offer support for
For
them
them.
in various problems. And I'm sure there are all kinds of
Yeah.
things that come up that are just so crazy.
See, the association is the only nonprofit nationwide that supports FTD patients and their families. In fact, we support probably internationally too. A lot of the associations look to us for help and for information, just
Oh, that's great.
because it's just so.
So Terry, in your family, you have this issue.
It was in my husband's family. He had, that I know of, 6 family members, his 3 brothers, his mother, an aunt, and a grandmother. And with ours, with the C9 gene, it causes ALS, FTD, or FTD and ALS. So their family had the FTD and ALS, and they're
I see.
finding the strong connection between those ALS and FTD now.
Wow.
They're almost putting it on the same spectrum line.
Okay, so things are moving ahead, because you and I spoke about a year ago.
Go. And a lot has happened since then, and a lot of it is due to Emma Willis. She's really helped. California passed at the end of May a state resolution designating September the 22nd through the 29th as AFTD Awareness Week. We were the second state. New York was the first. and California's the second now.
That's good.
And now we have 9 states that have passed with 18 more following. So the awareness and the advocacy for FTD is just really picking up steam.
Wow.
So it's great.
That's great, Terry Walter. Thank you so much. And please do come back and talk to me if in the future there's some news on this subject.
Oh, I would love to.
No, I really do like it, and it's interesting. How do you like to have? Is there an association that you belong to that gets all that the new information that's coming in?
Just through the association, our national association, we have one office
Okay.
in Philadelphia because that's where Helen lived.
Okay.
And so that's why they came up with the ambassadorships for the states. So I'm kind of the person out here in California for contact in different states. We still only have about 20 ambassadors nationwide.
See, so, but they have your connecting
We're connected to
telephone
them.
or what telephone?
Yeah, and our emails, I'm connected to the association very
So
close.
we're going to ask you one more last question. How do I get information about this organization and be maybe part of it or be part of their next fundraiser?
Well, my flyer was up there. You can call me at 916-761-7180, or you can email me at twealter@theaftd.org. Or if you go online and look up the association, which is theaftd.org, and you look up your state,
Yeah.
my name and information will be on there. And we just came up with a new page for our patients that's more interactive to support them. So when they go online, look up their state, they will see what regional medical centers close
Okay,
by,
great.
and also some national support Zoom meetings for
Okay.
them.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you
So-
so much for coming.
Well, thank you.
Okay, that's it for us. We're off the air, but thank you for tuning in to LiveWire. We'll see you next week at the same time.